Hey everyone, I'm Figure Reviews and I'm back at you guys with another figure review, and today we're hearing the Revoltech Amazing Yamaguchi Kyoto Juri from Street Fighter 6, or Juri Han, however you want to put it, right? Here she is. I bumped my table. That's great. Here she is, looking all Juri. I put her in a pose for the video. Here's a stand. We'll get to that in a bit. Take a quick look at the figure. Looks great. Yep, there she is. Now, before I begin this review, if you guys like the content I make, please like and subscribe. With that being said, let's get on with the review. And first off, I did have to warm my figure up before I continue, actually, because it was very, very tight when I first got it. Especially the thigh sole right in here. So be warned. Like always, whenever you get these import figures, always warm them up. You never know. And you don't want to break a $100 figure, right? Like, you really don't. But yeah. Now we can continue with the video. And first off, let's do some figure comparisons in just a bit. Alright everyone, we're here with some figure comparisons. And first up, we have the Revoltech comparisons. So to the left, we have the Revoltech X-Force Deadpool, and to the right, we have the Revoltech Amazing Yamaguchi Chun-Li. All right, here they are next to Juri, and yeah, I think this looks really darn good. I think it looks really good. She's going to fit in really well with the Revoltech Street Fighter figures. Obviously, they're supposed to be in scale. But I think she's going to fit in well with Deadpool too. So this is going to be great for a Marvel vs. Capcom shelf. So yeah. Now let's move on to the next figure comparisons. Alright everyone, we are here with the next figure comparisons. And to the left, we have the SH Figure Arts Deadpool from Deadpool and Wolverine. And to the right, we have the SH Figure Arts Cammy from Street Fighter. And here they are. I think it looks really good. I think it'll fit, kind of, because this is her 6 design, so maybe not too well, but I think it looks good regardless. So yeah, this is going to look great. Definitely going to probably fit in with your SH Figure Arts figures, so yeah. Well, that's it for this figure comparisons. On to the next one. Alright, everyone. We're here with the final figure comparisons, and we're here with some more Street Fighter figures. And so to the left, we have the Storm Collectibles Juri Han. All right. And to the right, we have the Jada Toys M Bison. Right. As you can see, by the way, they look great together. Right. Like, this still looks pretty cool. I don't think the Storm Collectibles Juri Han will really fit in with the Revoltech or the Jada. But I definitely do think the Revoltech will fit in perfectly with your Jada Toys. Look at it, dude. This is going to fit perfectly, right? Street Fighter versus Marvel vs. Capcom shelf is on the way, bro. Just wait. It's coming. It's going to fit in so well with your Jada Toys. I mean, so well. It's going to look so good, right? So, yeah. She's definitely going to fit in the Jada Toys display. Right, obviously you have to pose her because Revoltechs are meant to be posed, right? That's why she looks kind of weird being all stagnant. Although I do think they got better at making the figures look more human, I guess, when they're not posed. But yeah, definitely looks cool. Probably won't fit together very well over here, but still cool. Now on to the articulation portion. Hey everyone, before we get on to the articulation portion, I forgot this portion, which is the accessory portion. So yeah, let me show you her accessories. We have one of her kick accessories. Basically, this little port thingy goes onto the hole in the back of her foot, right? And they just kind of go in nicely together. And you can make a kick effect that looks something like this. Right, it's pretty cool. I think it's pretty cool anyway. So yeah, there's that. All right, she comes with another one. They're all sculpted pretty nicely, by the way. They're made out of a nice translucent kind of translucent, like whitish plastic that I think they just put black paint over. I'm not completely sure on how they did this, but it looks really, really cool regardless. She comes with an array of hands, as you can see, which looks pretty good. Yeah. Yeah, this looks really, really cool, actually. There we go. One has a lollipop. I wish she came with some fisted hands, but it is what it is, and I still think it's great. Peace hand, yeah. A lot of expression with this figure. She comes with a little phone, right? Which is great. And she comes with three different head sculpts. This one comes from the Chun-Li figure we reviewed, right? This is the head sculpt that came in her box for Juri, which looks really cool, right? So yeah. Here's another one of her alternate heads. As you can tell, it's nicely sculpted. I like how creepily she's smiling. I really, really do like it. So yeah. Here's another one of her heads. Right, looks really, really cool. I like this one too. She kind of looks upset, this face. I like it. And this one, she kind of looks excited. Right. I like all the side pointing faces, I'm going to be honest, but I do wish she had one where she was just looking straight like this and she was angry, you know. Just to make it a little bit more expressive. I do have a little bit of a paint blemish right there on the side of the chin, but that's fine. I mean, like, I'm not paying attention to it too much. But that's it for all her accessories. Of course, the standard Revoltech stand that comes with every Revoltech figure, so you know what I'm talking about. Right? But, yeah, there it is. All her accessories. Now we can move on to the articulation portion in just a bit. Alright everyone, welcome to the articulation portion. And first up, she has a ball joint at the neck and the upper head. So her head can look up about this much. Pretty creepily, actually. She can look down about that much. Right. Her choker is kind of in the way, but, that's fine. Head can go all the way around pretty much. Yeah, a little bit of tiltage in the head, as you can see. And then with the neck, you get far more range, as you can see. The neck joint, right? Far more range. Right? So, yeah. Little side tangent. This piece seems to pop off a lot, this hair piece. But just, I mean, like, I get it. It's to exchange your faceplates. But, like, it feels like it pops off so much, no matter what you do. Yeah. She does kind of have butterfly joints right in here. Like, I don't know what to call them, but as you can see, that part does move. And it does allow for better range. Like I said, I did warm my figure up. For some reason, these ball pegs are a little still tight. So I'm not going to put too much pressure, but she can, get most of that range of motion. She can bring her arms up. No bicep swivel, but she does have a little bit of a twist in here. Single jointed elbow. This is also very tight, and that's as much range as I'm able to get to it on this arm. A little bit of a swivel in here. It's great. Yeah, this one has the best range, right? There we go. Right, that's as much range as I'm able to get with it, unfortunately. And I don't really want to push it because, like I said, it's a $100 figure. I'm not trying to break this, right? I'm really not trying to break this. So, yeah. Her hand is on a standard Revoltech wrist peg, right? It goes up and down, all the way around, right? Now, depending on how you position the peg, all right, it can go back and forth, right? It's a really good hand. Ball joint at the upper torso, so you get great backwards movement. All right, great forward movement a little bit. Ball joint at the lower waist, so she can bend down about that much, bend back about this much, and then when you combine both, you get that, which is really good. All right. Do be careful, because this chest piece likes to pop off a lot, so try not to force it too much. But yeah, you can get about that much range, although it does leave this gap, as you can see, which is unfortunate. Yeah. She can bring her leg up about this much. She can knee about this much. He does have a thigh swivel right in here. All right, which is great. Like I said, I did have to loosen this one over here, but look, see, still works. Yeah, she can bend her leg about that much. I like how they designed it too, right? So that way it still looks like the pants are kind of fluid, right? Like this piece kind of comes out, so I really like that. But yeah, knees about this much, kicks back about that much. She can do the splits, by the way, so very nice. One of the very few figures in my collection that can do that, right? Her foot can go up and down, right? A little bit of wiggle waggle inside the peg here. Toe joint, obviously, right? No real ankle rocker, it appears, so that's unfortunate. Like I said, my figure could still be just very tight because it doesn't want to move on this one, right? Even the foot, even the toe joint is like really stiff, so it could just be I need to warm it up again. But so far, that's it for her articulation. Like I said, it's really good. Better than most of the figures in my collection, and it makes sense. It's Revoltech, their entire thing is articulation. So she can hit some pretty crazy poses. With that being said, let's move on to the final review. Alright everyone, so for my final review of this Revoltech Juri Han, I give this figure a solid... I give it a solid 7.5. Which really pains me because I would like to put it higher, but if I'm being honest, the amount of issues I have with this figure is kind of bad, right? It's really tight and I've already warmed it up and I don't want to break it. And for a $100 figure, I shouldn't feel like I have to do extra maintenance on it just to use it, right? It's $100 right? Like it's more than $100, but like it's just a horrible, like experience. But other than that, the figure itself is great. The detail, the articulation, the posing, the accessories. I mean, it's all great. Beautifully painted and detailed. This figure is great in that aspect. But man, these joints and how tight they are it just feels horrible, right? And I don't know. I don't know. Like I'm not trying to be negative, obviously, but when I compare it to the Chung Li that I reviewed last week, right over here. Look at that. Look at that range. It's supposed to be the same elbows, but look at that range. Look at that range. It's about more than 90 degrees. She can't even get that much range, right? Like maybe I'm tripping, but like, I don't know. I don't feel like they made these two figures with the same amount of quality because this figure feels amazing in hand. And I don't know. It's a 7.5 because it is still a good figure and it's still probably one of the more affordable Juri Hans because I got this figure for $185 from a seller, right? And this is cheaper than that. And this figure has gone up in price too. So it's probably more expensive than when I bought it, or at least last time I checked. So this is probably your most affordable option to get a Juri Han figure that's in scale with 6-inch, right? Or your Jada Toys. If you guys don't know what 6 inches, then I mean your Jada Toys or your SH Figure Arts, right? This figure is probably the only one that's going to be in scale with them if you want a Juri Han. The only sad fact is, for $100 plus figure, It just sucks that you have to do extra things to make it good, right? It's like $100 plus figure. You shouldn't have to do that. But I digress. I don't want to drag the video out any longer than I have to be with my ranting. Just, give you a little piece of my mind. Other than that, I do think the figure is good. Do I think it's worth? Meh. I do think it's great, and it's a great interpretation of the Street Fighter 6 design. I just think it could have been. Maybe it's just my copy and how tight it is, so I'll give it that excuse. But I don't know. I do think it's a good figure, and I do think it's worth to a degree. It's just your choice, obviously. If this figure ever goes on sale, definitely pick it up. But even if it's not, it's still worth a pickup. Because, like I said, this could just be my copy of the figure. Because QC issues like this can just be a copy specific thing. So hopefully it is just a copy specific thing and it isn't like a big, like everyone has this problem with this figure. But yeah, that's it for the video. If you guys enjoyed today, please like and subscribe. With that being said, I'm from Figure Reviews, signing off for today. Bye.